Hello, cat lovers! Welcome to Pets Pal today, where we explore the fascinating world of our feline friends. Today, we're diving into a crucial aspect of cat care, their diet. Specifically, we're talking about foods that are toxic to cats, those seemingly harmless snacks that can actually be dangerous, even deadly, for our furry companions. You see, our cats are unique creatures with unique needs, and what might be perfectly safe for us can be incredibly harmful to them. That's why it's so important for every cat parent to be aware of these dangerous foods and keep them far away from their feline companions. We'll cover a lot of ground today, from chocolate and onions to grapes and raw eggs, so stay tuned to learn how to keep your cat safe and healthy. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more essential cat care advice. Your cat will thank you for it. Let's start with a big one, chocolate. We all know it's a beloved treat for us humans, but for our cats, it's a whole different story. See, chocolate contains a compound called theobromine. We humans, we can metabolize theobromine pretty easily. But cats, their systems just aren't equipped to break it down efficiently. And that's where the trouble starts. Theobromine hangs around in their system, building up to toxic levels. This can lead to a whole host of problems: vomiting, diarrhea, increased thirst and urination, hyperactivity, restlessness, you name it. In severe cases, it can even cause tremors, seizures, heart problems, and even death. Now, the darker the chocolate, the higher the theobromine content, so dark chocolate poses the biggest risk. But that doesn't mean milk chocolate or white chocolate are safe. Any amount of chocolate can be potentially harmful to your cat, so it's best to err on the side of caution and keep all forms of chocolate out of their reach. Think of it this way, folks. Your cat's health is worth more than a moment's indulgence. Keep that chocolate stash to yourself and let your cat enjoy their own safe and healthy treats. They'll appreciate it, and you'll have peace of mind knowing your furry friend is safe and sound. Onions and garlic, staples in many human dishes, are absolute no-nos for cats. These pungent ingredients contain compounds that can damage your cat's red blood cells, leading to a condition called Heinz body anemia. You see, these compounds, they wreak havoc on the hemoglobin in red blood cells, causing them to clump together and form what are called Heinz bodies. These Heinz bodies, they make the red blood cells fragile and easily destroyed, reducing their ability to carry oxygen throughout the body. And the scary part is, the symptoms of onion and garlic toxicity can be subtle at first: weakness, lethargy, loss of appetite, pale gums. But as the condition progresses, cats might experience vomiting, diarrhea, rapid breathing, and even collapse. What's worse, this toxicity isn't limited to raw onions and garlic. Cooked onions and garlic, onion powder, garlic powder, they can all be harmful too. Even small amounts ingested regularly over time can accumulate and cause serious problems. So when you're cooking up a storm in the kitchen, be mindful of your feline friends. Keep those onions and garlic well out of reach and avoid feeding them any leftovers or scraps that might contain these ingredients. Your cat's health depends on it. Now, this one should go without saying, but you'd be surprised how many people don't realize the danger of alcohol to cats. Alcohol, in any form, beer, wine, liquor, is incredibly toxic to our feline companions. Think about it. Alcohol affects us humans, and we're much larger than cats. Now imagine the impact even a small amount can have on their tiny bodies. It's not pretty. Just like in humans, alcohol affects a cat's central nervous system, leading to a whole host of problems: vomiting, diarrhea, disorientation, incoordination, tremors, even seizures. In severe cases, it can cause coma and even death. And it's not just about keeping alcoholic beverages away from your cat. You also need to be careful about spills. Cats are curious creatures, and they might be tempted to lick up a spilled drink. So, always clean up spills immediately and make sure your cat doesn't have access to any alcoholic beverages. Remember, alcohol is a drug, and it can be just as dangerous, if not more so, for our cats as it can be for us. Keep it far away from your feline friends and let them enjoy their own cat-safe beverages, like fresh, clean water. Caffeine, that morning pick-me-up, that afternoon energy boost. We humans, we absolutely love our caffeine. But for our feline friends, it's a whole different story. You see, caffeine, it's a stimulant, and while it might give us that extra pep in our step, for cats, it can be downright dangerous. Their little bodies, they're just not equipped to process caffeine the way we do. So, even small amounts can lead to caffeine toxicity. Think restlessness, hyperactivity, panting, increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure. Not exactly the picture of a relaxed and happy cat. And it's not just coffee we're talking about here. Tea, energy drinks, soda, chocolate, they all contain caffeine, and they can all be harmful to your cat. Even some medications and supplements contain caffeine, so it's always best to check with your vet before giving your cat anything new. Now, the severity of caffeine toxicity can vary depending on the amount ingested and the size of your cat. But why take the risk? Keep those caffeinated beverages to yourself and let your cat enjoy their own cat-safe drinks. Now, this one might come as a surprise to some of you. We've all seen those adorable images of kittens lapping up milk, right? But here's the thing. Most adult cats are actually lactose intolerant. You see, kittens, they produce an enzyme called lactase, which helps them digest the lactose in milk. But as they grow older, many cats lose the ability to produce enough lactase, and that's when the trouble starts. Without enough lactase, they can't break down the lactose properly, and it ferments in their gut, leading to digestive upset. Think diarrhea, vomiting, gas, bloating, not exactly the recipe for a happy cat. And it's not just milk we're talking about here. Cheese, yogurt, ice cream, any dairy product containing lactose can cause problems for lactose-intolerant cats. Now, some cats might tolerate small amounts of dairy better than others, but it's always best to err on the side of caution. Instead of dairy, offer your cat cat-safe treats and make sure they have access to plenty of fresh, clean water. Their tummies will thank you for it. We've all heard the saying, curiosity killed the cat, and when it comes to bones, that curiosity can be downright dangerous. You see, bones, they might seem like a natural and appealing chew toy for our feline friends, but they can actually pose a serious choking hazard. Cats, they're natural hunters, and their instinct is to tear into their food. But when it comes to bones, that instinct can backfire. Bones can easily splinter and break into sharp fragments, especially cooked bones, which become brittle. And these sharp fragments, they can wreak havoc in your cat's mouth, throat, or digestive tract. We're talking cuts, punctures, blockages. Not exactly the recipe for a healthy cat. Now, I know some people believe that giving cats bones helps clean their teeth. But trust me, there are much safer and more effective ways to maintain your cat's dental hygiene. Regular brushing, dental treats, and checkups with your vet are the way to go. So, next time you're tempted to toss your cat a bone, think twice. Opt for a safe and appropriate chew toy instead. Your cat will thank you for it, and you'll have peace of mind knowing they're not at risk of a painful and potentially life-threatening injury. Grapes and raisins, those sweet and seemingly harmless snacks, are actually highly toxic to cats. That's right, even a small amount can cause serious health problems, including kidney failure. The exact mechanism of toxicity isn't fully understood yet, but what we do know is that grapes and raisins contain a toxin that can damage your cat's kidneys, even in small amounts. And the scary part is, the symptoms of grape or raisin toxicity can be delayed, sometimes appearing several hours or even days after ingestion. So, you might not even realize your cat has eaten something toxic until it's too late. Early signs of poisoning can include vomiting, loss of appetite, lethargy, and diarrhea. As the condition progresses, cats might experience increased thirst and urination, dehydration, abdominal pain, weakness, and eventually kidney failure. The bottom line is, grapes and raisins are simply not worth the risk. Keep them well out of reach of your feline friends and make sure they don't have access to any baked goods or other foods that might contain these fruits. Now, I know some folks swear by raw food diets for their cats, but when it comes to raw eggs, I'm firmly in the better safe than sorry camp. You see, raw eggs can harbor harmful bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli, which can cause food poisoning in both cats and humans. And it's not just about the risk of bacterial contamination. Raw egg whites contain a protein called avidin, which can interfere with the absorption of biotin, a B vitamin essential for skin, coat, and cell growth. Now, cooking eggs thoroughly kills off most bacteria and denatures the avidin, making them safe for consumption. But raw eggs? They're a gamble I'm not willing to take with my cat's health. So if you're set on giving your cat eggs, make sure they're cooked thoroughly, no runny yolks. Or better yet, stick to commercially prepared cat food that meets your cat's nutritional needs without the risks associated with raw eggs. Just like with raw eggs, raw meat and fish can harbor harmful bacteria and parasites that can make your cat sick. Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, roundworms, tapeworms. These are just a few of the unwelcome guests that can hitch a ride on raw meat and fish. Now, I know some people believe that feeding cats a raw diet is more natural and closer to what their wild ancestors ate. But the truth is, our domesticated cats have different digestive systems than their wild counterparts, and they're not as equipped to handle the potential pathogens present in raw meat and fish. Cooking meat and fish thoroughly kills off most bacteria and parasites, making them safe for consumption. But raw meat and fish? They're a recipe for disaster. So, unless you're a veterinarian or a veterinary nutritionist with extensive knowledge of raw feeding and its risks, it's best to stick to commercially prepared cat food that's been cooked and processed to eliminate harmful pathogens. Now here's a tricky one: xylitol. It's a sugar alcohol used as a sweetener in many sugar-free foods and drinks, as well as in some medications and dental products. And while it's perfectly safe for humans, it's incredibly toxic to cats. You see, when cats ingest xylitol, their bodies mistake it for sugar and release a surge of insulin. This sudden insulin release causes a rapid drop in blood sugar levels, leading to a condition called hypoglycemia. And hypoglycemia, it's no joke. It can cause a whole host of problems: weakness, lethargy, vomiting, disorientation, tremors, seizures, even liver failure, and death. The scary part is it only takes a small amount of xylitol to cause serious problems in cats. So always check the labels of any sugar-free products before giving them to your cat, and be extra careful with things like chewing gum, candy, peanut butter, and even some medications, as they may contain xylitol. When in doubt, play it safe and opt for cat-safe treats and foods that don't contain this dangerous sweetener. Your cat's life could depend on it. So there you have it, folks, 10 common foods that you should never feed your cat. Remember, our feline friends are counting on us to keep them safe and healthy, and that includes making smart choices about their diet. Always consult with your veterinarian before making any changes to your cat's diet. If you suspect your cat has ingested something toxic, contact your vet or the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center immediately. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more essential cat care tips. And as always, stay safe and keep your feline friends healthy.